Our guest speaker comes to us as the 24th president of the Northern Caribbean University. He's a graduate of the University of the West Indies in 1985. Wow, was I even born? Where he earned his bachelor degree in chemistry. In 2009, he completed his Doctor of Dental Surgery at the Loma Linda University School of Dentistry in California. He also holds a Bachelor in Chemistry as well as a Doctor of Philosophy degree. He currently serves on 3 American Dental Association Test Construction Committee and is secretary of the American Dental Education Association section on the oral diagnosis. Ladies and gentlemen, our speaker is a member of several international boards, including accreditation readiness boards, advisory body of National Boards of Health, and the Medical Licensing Board. He is also a published researcher in the area of diabetes and hypertension and has obtained 2 National Institute of Health grants in the United States of America. His life and work has impacted many in the US, the United States of America, and Jamaica, and further afield. He has also spearheaded mission trips to Jamaica and has, over the past 5 years, helped hundreds of individuals to access free dental services in the parishes of Kingston, St. Catherine, Clarendon, and Manchester. He is happily married to Sandra Taylor, and together they have 3 children, Alex, Ross Andre is 1, and Alexia. When he's not spending time with family or doing research on how to improve health and well-being of others, he enjoys a friendly game of football. Now, amidst all his hectic professional and philanthropic schedule, he still finds time to work for the Lord and is an experienced lay preacher and has served in various capacities within the Seventh-day Adventist Church. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in welcoming Dr. Lincoln Edwards, the 24th President of the Northern Caribbean University. Welcome.
Thank you, Rakoya, for your very kind words of introduction. And ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Allow me to acknowledge the partners in this interagency network. Dr. Wayne Henry, Director General of the Planning Institute of Jamaica, and thank you for your invitation, sir, I appreciate it. Mr. Omar Frith, Deputy Executive Director of the SDC, Ms. Rayana Wright, Director, Region 1, Heart NSTA Trust, Colonel Martin Rickman, National Coordinator of the HOPE Program, Dr. Neombe Jaja, Board Member of the Project Management and Global Institute, and of course, Ms. Hazel O'Connor from the Morris Entrepreneurship Center at the Northern Caribbean University. And other ladies and gentlemen, I am delighted to be here. I have spent my entire life working for the cause of young people. When I left the University of the West Indies, my first job was a teaching assignment at Arden High School, and I spent 4 years there. And even when I was a student at the University of the West Indies, there were several institutions that needed teachers, and I took part-time jobs there. So I have taught at Arden High School, St. Catherine High School, Jose Marti High School, Bel Air High School, Community College, San Bernardino Valley College in the United States, and other places. And the idea is that I appreciate young people, and my whole mission in life is to do all I can to encourage young people to achieve their full potential. So I just want you to know that's who I am. So when the life of a young person is lost at, say, age 22, and that's just an arbitrary number, then that is 22 years of investment that is lost to the nation and to the family of that young person. 22 years of investment. And at the rate at which we are going in Jamaica, where our young people are dying, no country, however rich, can sustain that level of loss of investment. None. So it simply means, therefore, that something has to be done about it. And so the Planning Institute of Jamaica has been like a threaded needle, bringing the rest of us together and binding us with cords of a solid, purpose-driven mission. And I'm delighted about that. So the Social Development Commission, Heart Trust, NSTA Trust, the HOPE program, the Project Management Global Institute, and Northern Caribbean University, through its Morris Entrepreneurial Center, have been brought together because each organization has already been actively engaged in empowering the youths of Jamaica through their various programs and initiatives. And you are to be congratulated. To the partner organizations who are signatory at this event today, again, I extend my heartfelt congratulations to you for your passion and your focus on the youth of Jamaica. To the organizations that are not part of this particular MOU, but who are committed to the youths of Jamaica, the Caribbean, and the global community, I say continue to diligently provide the support our youth needs to thrive in these challenging times. Times of challenges, however, are often accompanied by enormous opportunities, and we need to unearth these opportunities for our youth so that they can be prepared to grasp these opportunities. In fact, the truth is that many of our youth are already leading the way as entrepreneurs through their global connectivity facilitated by social media and other technology platforms. But we must continue to do local research and the gap analyses needed to inform us of the lay of the land so we can continually adjust to make the necessary changes that are needed to give our young people every advantage so that they can be competitive globally. So what is happening with youth worldwide? According to the International Labour Organization, the ILO, in their Global Employment Trends for Youth 2020 document, there are more than 64 million unemployed youth worldwide and 45 million young workers living in poverty. Youth unemployment, therefore, remains a global challenge and a top policy concern for not just the ILO, but for us here in Jamaica, Latin America, and the wider Caribbean as well. We all wrestle with this concept of youth NEET. NEET means not in employment, education, or training. So it is the youth NEET that is a particular challenging. Youth that are not in employment, education, or training. But even when employment, education, and training are available, the challenge remains because many youths are either unaware of the opportunities or they are not motivated to take advantage of the opportunities provided by successive governments and the private sector. There is an urgent need, therefore, to build relationships with these youths so as to influence them. And oftentimes we know that there are projects that are out there that can benefit the youth, but unless we build relationship with them, it's difficult to sustain these. Because simple things can derail our young people. They are fragile. I remember in my own community growing up, I used to be asked to adjudicate matters. And there were times, Dr. Henry, I was a wakened from my sleeping bed as if I was the Roman governor, Pontius Pilate, to come and to adjudicate matters. And I remember one particular situation. There's a young man who had gotten a contract to build sidewalk. And you know how it is. And he got some men together and he built the sidewalk, and on this particular day he was giving the workers their wages. And another young man came along and grabbed some of the money. And they got into a tussle, and it was becoming heated, and before it got out of hand, they came and they got me. And so I asked the young man who had the contract, what is happening here? He said he had the contract to build a sidewalk and he's not paying anybody who didn't work because he doesn't believe in that. So I turned to the other young man and said, what is your claim to this money? And he said, when he was on the street at nights doing things to ensure that the party won the election, the man who got the contract was in his bed sleeping. So on the basis of that, he was entitled to some of the money, the spoils of war. So fortunately, at the time I was serving as president of the Eastern United Sports Club, and they were both members of the football club. And I was able to lean on them individually. I took each of them aside, leaned on them individually, and we came to an agreement. And today, after over 30 years, they are still friends. But that could easily have ended in a murder. Easily. And that is how fragile some of these situations are. And so we have to be there. The police youth clubs have been successful because they are in the communities. The Peace Management Initiative has been successful because they are in the community. So community centers and churches, I believe, have been underutilized in the fight against youth underdevelopment and unemployment. Specific programs must be developed to target these unattached youths. And so that is why I'm so excited of this interagency network, because it is addressing exactly these challenges. Churches, however, need to be part of this partnership. And when I speak of churches, I am not referring to churches in their usual ecclesiastical role. I'm referring to churches as civic organizations that are present in pretty much every community in Jamaica. Jamaica has the distinction of having more churches per square mile than any other country on earth. Those churches must play a role in national development, and they must help in this cause. They know the communities better than most anyone else. They marry the members of the community, they conduct funerals for them, they are there constantly. And so they are an important asset that needs to be recruited in this fight. Many churches have buildings, prime buildings, that are only utilized 2 to 3 times per week. And then it's just left dormant. I am suggesting that those churches, those buildings, can be utilized as learning centers, internet sites, and places of refuge for unattached youth.